Yo, what's up? Good morning. I wanted to give you a little bit of backstory since I just dropped you a quick intro about what I'm in the middle of. So, let me give you a quick overview of who I am and how I got to be where I'm at today. I was born on the Mexican border in a small town of about 5,000 people in Arizona. I grew up very different from most people. I was homeschooled. My parents were artists. I learned a lot of different things different ways. I spent a lot of time running around the small town with people. Instead of being in school, I spent a lot of time working on computers because my dad was big into that. I spent a lot of time working with musical instruments and fine arts because that's what my parents did. My dad died when I was 13. I ended up going to high school at that point, first time in school, homeschooled all the way to high school, tossed into the fray, had all kinds of fucking ins and outs there. Being a homeschool kid in a small town that never went to school with all these people, you're a little bit ostracized. I went down some crazy dark paths. I got into the drug trade. I started running with people on the other side of the border. I had to escape that fate. I ended up running for mayor of my town. I ran during my campaign was while I was 17. I turned 18 just before election day. I was one of the, from what I understand, I was the earliest balloted candidate ever. Go ahead and try to refute that. That's not like this claim to fame I'm trying to beat to death, but I've never found another candidate that ran while they were 17 and had the election after they turned 18. It was like a 4 or 5 day margin there. So if there's somebody else that was younger, by all means correct me. From there, I moved up to the Phoenix area. I turned 18 like just before the stock market crashed. So I moved up to the Phoenix area. Stock market crashed in '08. Shit went super sideways. I had to figure out what I was doing. I ended up moving to California, doing a medical marijuana grow with a dude that I met in community college. That went sideways. I ended up living in San Diego trying to grow mushrooms, which was a complete disaster. I moved back to the Phoenix area, got into the rave scene, started selling ecstasy. I went to prison for that. My life was in shambles in some ways, you would say. I got out of prison. I jumped into an IT career. I did a solid decade or more in my IT career. I've got about 18 years experience total in the IT field, maybe more since I grew up homeschooled building computers at a very young age, etc. But I have about 18 years of actual professional experience. I have a solid decade of climbing the ladder up to vice president of a multinational corporation. I was the vice president of information systems for a multinational corporation. I decided to basically leave that job behind to move to Russia. That also didn't work out. And so here I am on this one bag travel extravaganza, which I had actually planned about a year before I ended up in Russia. So, a little bit of backstory there. A lot of ins and outs we didn't cover, obviously. It's been a journey, and there's a lot to the story, and obviously you're not going to hear it all in a couple minute clip, but this is just a little backstory for your episode 2 of Americana non Grata.